Okay, it's January 21st, 2020, 6 p.m. I would like to call the council meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I ask that Alderman Markham please do the invocation.
Father, we thank you for this time, for this session. We ask your grace upon us. Give us the wisdom that we need for this great city and bless the residents, and we will give you praise for it. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. We'll do the roll call. Alderman Fisher.
Present.
Alderman Mayfield.
Present.
Alderman Evans.
Here.
Alderman Allen.
Here.
Alderman Markham.
Present.
Alderman Runnels.
Here.
Alderman January. At this time, I would like to call for a motion to approve a mayor pro tem in the absence of Mayor Leon Rockingham Jr.
I'll make a motion to appoint Alderman Allen as temporary chairman in the absence of the mayor.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Evans, second by Alderman January, to approve Alderman Allen as mayor pro tem in the absence of Mayor Rockingham. Roll call, Alderman Fisher.
Aye.
Alderman Mayfield.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Markham.
Aye.
Alderman Runnels.
Aye.
Alderman January.
Aye.
Okay. We got the first item on the agenda here, promotion for firefighter Matthew Stoll to rank of lieutenant. Will Matthew come up and the chief come up? And chief, you can swear him in. That's your man.
Before I start, just less than 7 years ago, Matt was up here as a hiree, and I had the honor of hiring him at that time in 2013. And I tell the guys how quick the career goes by and how fast it goes, and here he is today, a fine choice, his promotion to lieutenant. He was also a paramedic of the year in 2017, and he won the Valor Award, 100 Club Valor Award in 2018. So it's my honor to swear you.
All righty.
Raise your right hand. I, repeat after me.
I,
Say your name.
Matthew Stoll,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of office of
the duties of the office of
Lieutenant of the North Chicago Fire Department
Lieutenant of the North Chicago Fire Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, you have your
At
family.
this time, yeah, they have the ceremonial pinning of the badge, which is daughter and girlfriend Alexandria.
Okay. Can you get it, Liz? Just hold 1 second if you can get this.
And the family
family.
also requested to come up for.
Family, come on. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, let Monroe talk.
That's you.
You talk. You talk.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I knew his mother. You took care of it. That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have anything downstairs for the,
Yeah, there's a reception immediately following right now down in the firehouse.
okay, you can go down.
Anybody's welcome.
Anybody welcome to go down to the firehouse, and I think they got a lot of food down there. They have cooked it all, I think. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Thank you.
Like to go to the omnibus vote agenda? Or wait just a minute.
Bye, Janine.
Yeah.
That's his mother.
That's his mother.
That's his mother.
Okay.
She work at the VA.
Okay, we'll go back to the omnibus vote agenda. Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'd like to make a motion to pass the omni-vote agenda 5-1 through 5-8 as presented.
Second. It was made a motion by Alderman Edmonds, second by Alderman Mayfield, that the omnibus vote agenda be passed. Is there any questions? Anything move? Alderman January?
Yeah, if I could have our treasurer and comptroller. Have a question that might be involving both.
Okay.
Treasurer, I don't think Kenny here.
He's not here.
I'm not here.
He's not, I guess she got it,
He was in his office.
okay. She gonna get him. You wanna wait till she get here before you start,
Well, probably gonna depend on who wants to answer. But I'll start with, we can start, and maybe you will know, Danielle, I'm not sure. When we enacted that new ordinance what was it, a year and a half, 2 years ago now, to consolidate and, put all of our funds into one to do an investment type, process with them. And I was wondering, I have not seen in depth as to how our funds are being invested, exactly where, how much. And so I just wanted to see if we could get a quick report about that, and if not, maybe something could be submitted by next council meeting. You know, it's just interesting that as alderman, I feel we don't know what's going on with the citizens' monies,
okay?
and would like to just have a detail of how that investment is going, what it's looking like, you know, where is it being invested, how much?
Okay.
All those little
That generally is the responsibility falls under our
Treasurer.
city treasurer,
The
Kenneth
treasurer? That's what I
Robinson.
thought.
But I can tell you that when we started the funds, we consolidated, and I have been reporting on a monthly basis, and you have seen that interest earnings have increased over what we were previously receiving through the consolidation and a change in types of instruments that are available. As far as the actual wealth investment, we initially, and it stands at that point right now, we initially thought that we could invest about $10 million. The first transfer to the wealth management went through in September 2019, was invested in one U.S. Treasury, $10 million, which was a 90-day Treasury. That has since rolled over, and it rolled over into a 30-day. And now the 30-day has now been broken down, and this past month, it has been invested in several instruments, kind of a laddering effect, so that we have things that come due kind of almost every month, okay? So we have about $10 million still, and we are looking, I'm working on a cash flow analysis to see if there is additional funds that we can invest. These are all pretty liquid, but because we laddered them from, let's see, the earliest one is in April of, no, that's, hold on, they're not in order. I believe in June. No, take that back.
Happy of that?
They're not in date order, so I have to look through it. One of the U.S. Treasuries begin to mature in February of 2020, so then it's like 2020, February of 20, March of 20, April, and so on. And we have also some longer investments that go through 2022. And that's what I can tell you at this point. Right now, I believe the interest rate on those investments, expected income, is about 1.94%, which is above amount that we would be getting at on our regular accounts, like such as Illinois Funds or First Midwest. They're running about somewhere around 1.7.
But
What's the, I'm sorry, you said wealth account or wealth?
It's called a wealth investment. It's a treasury investment.
That's all that's underneath that?
Yes, all of those. There's probably 7, maybe a dozen investments.
Oh, there's a dozen different?
There's about a dozen from U.S. Treasuries with varying due dates, as well as bond in various corporations that meet our investment policy.
And what's the ePay clearing account?
ePay clearing account, that's in Illinois Funds, and that is part of the water, that is really the water fund account, where those are payments, water bill payments that people make online. It goes through our Illinois funds.
So it's like a clearinghouse that handles that, and then they send
Yes,
it
because
to
because
them.
of the those are usually done by credit card or electronic funds transfer, so we get both.
I would still ask that we get a detailed report from the treasurer as to what he's doing and what,
how he's investing it and what's coming out. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll make sure that,
thank you, Danielle.
We'll get the report.
It's an overview.
we'll make sure we get a report so all the aldermen can have one about, since that year ago, we'll get all investments, see what each one, what they made, what came out of this, and was it a good
How
move?
are we investing? What are we doing?
Okay,
I don't think that since we put this ordinance into effect, we have known as aldermen what is happening with the citizens' money. And we need to be
Yeah.
more
correct.
alert and clear as to what's going on, so.
We'll make sure we get that report for everyone at the next meeting. I
That was
appreciate
the
it.
only questions I had.
Any more questions from anyone else? Roll call.
Alderman Mayfield.
Aye.
Alderman Evans.
Aye.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Markham.
Aye.
Alderman Runnels.
Aye.
Alderman January.
No.
Alderman Fisher.
Aye. We will go to public comments.
At this time, there are no public comments.
Okay. We'll go to, anybody got a regular agenda? Nothing? We'll go to considering approving of city bills.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
I move to pay the city bills. The sum total, $768,511.51.
Second.
What's that? Okay. Made a motion by Alderman Reynolds, second by Alderman Mayfield, that the bills be paid in the total amount What was the total amount again? I didn't get my paper on that. I better make sure I get it right. I don't want to say out the wrong number. $768,511.51. It was moved by Alderman Reynolds, second by Alderman Mayfield. Questions?
I have one.
Okay, Alderman Evans?
I got one on page 9. And it's just for the police department. For enterprise,
Okay.
for this lease, then it's MNTC repair.
Yes.
Okay?
So the vehicles that we leasing is costing us almost 3,000
Those are 4 vehicles,
for and all, okay.
4 in the police department.
And what is the MNTC repair?
It's short for maintenance and repair.
8,000?
Or could be for a number of vehicles.
Okay. You can't tell us how many.
I don't know, I'd have to pull
Okay.
the invoices, but we have
A number-
probably like
it's-
16 vehicles.
It's a number of police vehicles. This
It's
is,
a number, not just one vehicle. It's
Okay.
everything for whatever went for repair, either for fuel, accident repairs, mechanical.
right, for anything. That's the number, this number here is what we need to know which vehicle's gonna cost us this much to be repaired, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's $8,000, so we should know which vehicles is
We have
costing
it,
us.
we have it in
Okay,
detail.
you have it in detail? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what I would
Yeah.
like. That's what I would like.
So you want me to go through the detail, or do you want me to send it? Or,
I would like for you to send it to me. I don't know
All right,
if
that's
everybody
fine.
wants, everybody wants it. Yeah,
That's fine.
because that way I'll know.
I can
Now-
give you a detail on every repair, actually, for
Right.
every vehicle in the total city
For,
fleet.
for this, absolutely.
For the total fleet.
For the total fleet. That'd be nice. You know, we get a report, it indicates, for each vehicle.
Yep.
That way we could keep up with the vehicles. And I mean, this is a substantial amount to pay for a vehicle. Now, here's the next question. Is on the same page, it's down at the vehicle number, see how this is vehicle number 3? We replaced the cable, $90. Then we got a vehicle number 190. It's a VARS repair, $2,471. See how that indicated the
Yes.
vehicle number along with the repair?
Yeah.
So
I
what
think
was that
that-
for?
I don't know if that should be 190. I think it's transposed and should be 109. That was for an accident, I believe. Nope. I'd have to pull it. I don't remember all of these.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I can pull it and send it, but we have all the details.
Right. Now, see, this is why, and I'm not gonna go no further than this. I'm just asking these
Yeah,
two
I
questions.
understand.
This is why we need these answers, because if we're gonna say yes to paying these bills,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't have the correct
Information?
information, that's correct. If we cannot have the correct information about what we paying for, I'm like Alderman January says, it should be no, because we're paying for something just because it's on this paper, but we can't even identify what's the problem, but you can place the amount on here. I'm sure if I go through this whole thing,
You
I
can
might-
always, Mary Woodson, our accounts payable, puts out the list of bills starting on Wednesday.
Okay,
Departments go through it, make sure everything is assigned to the proper account, that all the invoices are there, whatever there may be, okay? She then produces a final list of bills, which you receive by Friday. She usually has it out on Thursday. You are always welcome, and we've had on occasion where Alderman Markham has emailed Mary Whitson and asked for
the invoices?
a copy of the invoice, and we can certainly email those.
Oh, okay.
And that has all the detail. We don't put the detail on this because it'd be very voluminous.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But when you got.
But we do have it, and you can always, anybody's always welcome to ask for copies of the invoices, and we will provide them,
Okay, cool.
okay?
No more questions for me.
No more questions. Alderman January?
Yeah. I actually have an extra question tonight, or maybe more like a statement. You know, Alderman Evans brings up a good point about the enterprise, and utilizing that company to help with the cars and the maintenance of the cars. I would like to see maybe a comparison of who, I guess, is Enterprise bringing the cars for maintenance to Enterprise? Or are they taking them outsourcing to different vendors? And if they are outsourcing to different vendors, who are they outsourcing to, first of all? And then, what is the price they're charging versus what that vendor would charge? I'm hearing a great disparity in what we're being charged versus what that vendor would have charged. So,
Okay,
If
let
we
me
could-
take it in pieces, okay? Number one, Enterprise is only our manager for consolidation and a depository for all our invoicing. They do not pick vendors, we do, okay? There are some what they term preferred vendors, and basically they have a system where all the repairs are, go through an online system, and anything over $750 repair bill goes to the department director who's in charge of that particular fleet. Police will get their information, and it will, now it goes to, I get a copy, the chief of police gets a copy, Officer Batasso gets a copy, and then they go through it, and there will be notes on there. And a lot of times, Enterprise will say, this is too high, this is a good price, you don't need this, you know, but the decision is always left to the city. It's never on, we rely on their expertise if they think that the pricing is high, and they do compare it. This summer, I did pull various invoices and compare them to what we were getting billed by the vendor, and we have benefited from discounts through Enterprise, okay? They do have kind of like the Kelly Blue Book for car values. They probably have a Kelly Blue Book for what these repairs should cost, average costs, and that's what they go by. But the final decision is always up to the city.
so who's submitting the bill then? Is it the vendor or is it Enterprise, and who are we paying directly?
Okay. The vendor, let's say it's approved, okay, from our staff. The bill goes through Enterprise. The vendor will bill Enterprise. You get a copy of it. There's always copies on the system. And then it goes through Enterprise billing system, and then on a monthly basis, we get a statement which shows all the repair bills, which cars, we have a history, what was done to them, whatever the case may be, and then we pay it. And we verify that those are true bills.
Okay, so what you're telling me, and I'm just trying to clarify to make sure I understand this correctly, is that we are paying Enterprise, who then pays the vendor, once the vendor sends their bill to them.
Most of the vendors probably get paid.
Did I say that right?
No, I got it.
Okay.
The vendors, if they're on their auto integrate system, which is a computerized system, probably get payment probably within a day or two of their submittal. If they're on a paper check, then they have to wait a little bit longer. So the Enterprise, most of the bills we get, Enterprise has already paid for them because they knew that they were approved by us.
Okay. There is still, I'm going to tell you, there is a huge disparity, and we need to look at that. And we
You
need,
tell me what disparity you're talking.
meaning that what we are paying Enterprise
Mm-hmm.
for a maintenance versus what they're paying the vendor?
We had been getting copies of the
Less.
bills from the vendor, yes.
And it's less than what we paid Enterprise.
I don't
What
think
they
so,
paid
because
the-
when there's a discrepancy, I ask for
I've
information.
received information, I've received bills. And
I don't
That's
have
why I like
it.
to see what we're seeing on our end.
I don't have it, because I was checking, but if I don't get it, I know that that price has already been approved by our staff.
Let's do this. Submit to the council the last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna ask for a month, because that could be quite a bit. But at least the last 2 weeks of the maintenance and repairs that have had to be done on any vehicles
Sure.
within the city, any and all. And show us what we've paid Enterprise and what Enterprise paid the vendor with the vendor's name. Okay? For the past 2
I
weeks. And
will,
I'd like for
it
us to
should be
see
one
that.
and the same, but I will get that from
okay.
Enterprise.
Ask questions, no problem.
Yeah, just to see. And then, my usual question,
Wait,
Wait,
I'm sorry.
you gotta ask the question before you get to that.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
You come back.
wait. Now, what I want to ask is, with Enterprise, just for clarity, we're using Enterprise. They're the top people. So we go. Say we use North Chicago Auto. So we can't go directly to North Chicago Auto because we have to go through Enterprise for North Chicago Auto to be on that list to be used. That's correct? We cannot
I'm-
take none of our vehicles to anybody that we want
We
to.
can send them to anybody, yes, we can have them go anywhere. However, the whole point with why we partnered with Enterprise for this fiscal year was to have a repository and a history of all maintenance vehicles, because we could not produce that in-house.
We,
On each particular, this way, here's the thing. So let's say we have this repository, and we know that squad one, and I don't know if we have a squad one, I'm just gonna
Right.
say squad. Vehicle number one, over the course of a year, has had $2,000 in repairs. We can find that to the detail, what was done, parts, labor, the whole thing. We were never able to do that with the software that we had in-house.
couldn't no one go on an Excel spreadsheet and place those items? I'm just using Excel as an example. Couldn't nobody go on Excel?
Very expensive.
Right,
We paid for a very expensive software.
right. We couldn't have nobody to go on that,
Supposedly being utilized
Yeah.
as a database.
to
What
go,
happened?
to go on there. We couldn't have a fleet manager in our, we had one, but I'm saying, we couldn't have a fleet manager instead of paying an outside source to identify our problems here with
We're not
vehicles.
paying an outside source.
Enterprise is not.
I'm sure they're making money, they have to be making money at some point, but they're
Okay.
probably through economies of scale. Most of it's probably not the maintenance. It's probably this is their whole premise. And we have other municipalities that have also used them and have saved money. We don't pay, number one, right now, we don't have the cost of the salaries. That's what we're saving, the cost of 3 salaries, because as you notice, some of the maintenance, the trucks had to go out and be outsourced anyway, because our mechanics were not able to make any of those repairs.
Well, as we all know, we all need mechanics. Whether, if we run in a city and you have trucks running at night or you have vehicles running at night, you're gonna need a mechanic.
Right.
I don't think, Enterprise is not sending out a mechanic the
They-
night
no,
that
they
a
are
vehicle
not-
break.
they
Okay,
are not
so therefore,
mechanics.
you do need mechanics. I mean, you saying you don't have a qualified mechanic, that's what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if the city decide they wanna hire a qualified mechanic, that would be different versus saying we don't need a mechanic, because we do need mechanics here in the city, because anything breaks down. If a vehicle breaks down right now, you need a vehicle, a truck, or a car, or anything. If it breaks down now, all we can do is call Enterprise. We cannot get a
No,
mechanic.
we don't call Enterprise.
Oh, we don't.
We do not call Enterprise.
that.
We have the car, if it needs to be towed, we have it towed
To who?
to whatever vendor we're bringing it.
That's what I
If it's
said
under
earlier.
warranty, we try to go to the Ford dealership or the
Right.
Jeep or whatever we have
The nickel
to
person.
make, because if it's under warranty, there is no cost. So we send it there.
But that's what I said earlier. So we got the middle person, we got a person in the middle that we're paying.
It's a service. It's not, we're not paying the person. It's a service.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Can of worms.
Okay,
Bobby,
okay.
That we need
Okay,
to.
okay,
Okay, on your desk, okay,
Okay,
just look on your
let-
desk. I gave you some information on our
Yeah.
enterprise.
Mhm.
And if you look at the third page, I believe, you'll see the calculation that I looked at for the period from 5/1 to 12/31. That we're still realizing an annualized loss of $256,000. So yes, we are saving money. And that includes labor and parts. And that's only as of 12/31.
Bobby got a question.
yes, Alderman Mayfield, I'm sorry.
My question is, someone approached me,
This is what she said.
and they're repairing the cars, but they have not been paid by Enterprise,
This is what we spent so far.
which is a concern. How does that process work? And not that you know, but maybe you can find out, how long does it take Enterprise to pay our vendors?
Okay. As I stated, if they're on the Auto Integrate, which is a computerized online form of, they probably get their payments between 1 and 2 days right into their accounts. If they have to send out a check, it probably is a little bit longer, probably 5 to 10. However, you have to understand that if anything is over $750, it has to be approved by our staff. So by the time our staff approves it and it goes back and the repairs are done, then it gets billed. So there might be a time lag, yes.
Okay. Because this person is saying 3 months.
I would have to know the particulars
Okay.
on it.
I'll make sure you get that. It was just brought to my attention
Good question,
coming in.
good
That's
question.
fine.
Good question. Okay, go back to this page one more time. Help me understand this here again, from 5/1 to 12/31. Because my main thing, what we went with Enterprise, is about saving money.
Right.
That's the whole bottom line. So you can't tell, because cars go in at different time, so I was just gonna wait a year before we actually see what we're saving.
Yes,
Because that's how you can tell and compare.
Yes.
What you spent last year, because you try to do 6 months, all the cars made up. So I understand that, but explain to me how this here works so I can understand it better. You
So-
saying, go ahead,
when we had 3 mechanics and our parts,
okay?
okay, for that particular period from 5/1 to 12/31,
Okay,
okay, we spent $173,000 in labor.
okay,
Parts were 87.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so you have your total. On the flip side, now and that was as of last year.
okay,
That was ending in 2019. So I can only compare it now to this year.
right,
Okay, so this year, for a portion of time, we still had our mechanics on staff because I don't believe our budget was not passed till the summer, so we had some salary. And we spent 141,000 in parts and the 12,000.
Okay,
So the savings or the loss, I mean, we basically have, on parts, we lost at this current time, but I have to caution you that we've had a number of big trucks that had deferred maintenance, and I think we received that last month.
$25,000.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Yes. So that's going to be an outlier. Normally, we would not have, if things are done on a routine basis, you're not going to have that all at one time. So basically, there was a savings, if you take the top part, the labor, less the parts, we had a net savings of almost $7,000 for the period between May and December. If I average it out and multiply it on an annual basis, that means that our savings would look like $256,000.
Okay, back up a little bit. You said that truck, you didn't want to put that in there.
No, that one's in there.
Yeah, because,
But I'm just saying that if you had not had that big one, the savings would be a whole lot more, because you would not have had repairs of 40,000. You may have had a repair of 10,000 or 5,000, whatever the case may
but we
be.
still have other trucks there, so you don't know that, because you could have another truck that had the same problem. So you don't, all you can go with it is what it is. So
And
when
we
you put
do.
that 173,000, are you putting in the insurance and everything and dental and everything in there?
Everything, all benefits, everything.
Because you're saying labor, so you didn't say, see, I'm just saying, you should have said labor and benefits.
Labor, personnel, and benefits.
See, but
It's
you
normally,
didn't, I wouldn't have known that. I would just think you're
Okay.
talking about labor. See, if you're gonna put it on there, put it like it is, so that way I know how to read it. Because if I look and say labor,
change the title to say personnel and benefits.
yeah, because I don't know this. You knew what it was,
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I want
I
apples
mean,
to apples.
it is a total cost of
I understand the
personnel.
total cost, but I still like to know what my total cost, what I'm spending
Yep.
in that. I
Yep.
appreciate that.
I'll
So,
change it.
But I'm just saying that, and like I said, that truck was in there, but things happen. So we can't never, if I had a crystal ball in front of me, I could tell you everything, but we don't have it. So it could be 2 trucks down the road. You don't know this, but that's why we
And
gotta
there
keep the
are.
maintenance on. So let's just go with what we got here in front
Right.
of us. It's all we can focus on, what's in front of me.
And that's why the reports always lag, because I can't tell you.
Right. Okay, I appreciate it. Any more questions? Now, Alvin January.
Actually, it opened another question. Who approved that the $750
That's a good question.
is
Threshold?
the threshold that needs to be approved by a department head? Who approved that? Who stated that?
I think that was just
That's kind
a
of high.
Is that high?
I would see it a
Yeah,
lot lower.
you know,
It should be
how-
lower,
To what?
like closer to 500.
That means a lot of times if they're tire replacements, they're gonna be over that dollar amount. So that just takes more time, and there's more idle time for that
We need to
vehicle.
watch every penny in this city closely.
And I think that staff does a good job in looking at it. You know, we can't account for, accidents happening, and that's what's gonna increase our maintenance costs. And we've had some of those. We've
I
had-
don't want to beat this to the ground tonight.
Yeah.
We can bring enterprise up another time
Right.
and have a better
Exactly.
discussion about it. This really is not the time and place
Thank you,
to continue on.
thank you.
will.
So let me do my 2 questions. Are there funds available to cover the bills, and when will the checks be cut and sent?
There are funds available. Checks will probably be cut tomorrow.
And
We
then,
have $1,590,660.
say that again?
$1,590,660.73 in the water operating account
As of the end of today, okay?
as of today, yes.
And then, again, what is the amount that will, and when, that will be transferred from the water fund to the general fund to cover our bills?
The 650,000 was already transferred in January last week, I believe.
I talked to Ed.
This month?
This month, though,
So
yes.
this January.
He spent 40.
And when's the next one due to come?
The next one will be due in the month of April, our last fiscal month.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions on the bills? Okay.
Good.
Roll call?
Alderman Evans,
Aye.
Alderman Allen,
Aye.
Alderman Markham, Alderman Runnels,
Aye.
Alderman January,
No.
Alderman Fisher, Alderman Mayfield.
Aye.
We see that the bills was approved, City Council. Miscellaneous business? Oh, yes.
Okay. I have a couple of things.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to talk about the census really
okay.
quick, because that's really dear and near to all of our hearts. We got to make sure that we count everybody. I just want to mention to everyone that the census this year, there's 3 ways that you can respond: phone, the internet, and of course by mail. This is the first time that they have done this via internet, so that's really, really great about that. The census forms will start being mailed out mid-March, so just FYI on that. Also wanted to mention, and some of council may know, I think I mentioned it to the clerk, that our videographer had a massive stroke.
Wow.
I have not heard how he is doing. I know I got a call from Mr. Brooks, and he had to be, he was taken to a local hospital, but then they had to helicopter him to a hospital in Chicago. So I don't know if anyone knows how he's doing, but I have not heard anything since Mr. Brooks called me on that, so.
It's unfortunate.
He's only talking to one person right now, so.
Only talking to one person, okay.
Good, thank you.
Then I wanted to mention, clerk, thank you for getting our package to us early. I'm not sure if it was there Friday by 8 or Friday. I know it was there by Friday by noon, so thank you. That gave us a few more hours to look at the packet, and if we had questions, a little bit more time to look at our packet. And then I'd just like to recognize, because we have the principal of Neal Junior High here, and I know we're going to be discussing it, but Mr. Wayne, and I think his last name is Williams, if you can stand so everyone can see you. This is the principal of Neal, and he is doing some fantastic things over there, and very happy to have you. So welcome to North Chicago City Council. That's it for me.
Okay. You see, Miss, you got any more-
I'm done,
Anyone
Mayor
have any
Pro
more
Tem.
questions before? Ms. Lewis, did you have something? Alderman Evans said you had something?
No. I didn't.
No,
I wanted to ask her.
okay. Would you
Ms.
could you
Lewis.
please come up, Ms.
Yeah.
Lewis, for a minute?
I'll just, let me ask her before I ask her.
Okay. Okay, all right. I just want to bring one thing up on the miscellaneous business. If anyone don't have anything to say, I got a couple here in my ward. The name is Reginald and Crystal. They been working due diligence in at the Falls Park Golf Course. They helping people get mortgages. They helping people that having problem with the credit. They help them build their credit up. They meet once a week on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock at Falls Park. And I was truly impressed. They had over 22 people there, and they talked about how they got bankers coming in, talking, they got real estate people. So we talk about that we have all this rental property in the city of North Chicago. We have a couple here that they took it to the next level. They doing that in our community. So they meet every Wednesday at 6 o'clock and talk about you want to build your credit up, showing you how you can do it and get your percentage. And a lot of people was really happy with that, and they was talking about how they brought their credit up. And I want those two couples here to stand, husband and wife. Will you guys stand for a minute so you'll know who Reggie and Chris, what's that? You want to say something? Because that's important. You're doing something for our city, in the city of North Chicago, and I appreciate that. And you, like I said, it's in the 4th Ward. It ain't in the 3rd, it's in the 4th. So, but it's still good. It's all for the whole city of North Chicago. And it'd be good, because like I said, we got the superintendent here. It's good for him to see this, the school district to see this. The principal over there at the Neal School. That's very important. So I want you to turn around, everybody, see who you and your wife are and what you guys are doing. Explain a couple of things. You want to say something, what you're doing. I appreciate that.
Thanks for putting us on the spot.
That's good. We got to be on the spot sometime. You want to come to the microphone here so they can hear you? I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really going to do it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Reggie Boyson. This is my wifey, as the Alderman Allen spoke on. We do a class every Wednesday. I'm not going to take up too much of your time going into details about it. But as he spoke on, this class is to educate anyone in the steps of how you would be able to purchase a home. As we know, we have a lot of renters in the area, in the city of North Chicago. So what we're trying to do is a beginning step, I should say, of showing them what it would take to become a homeowner from a renter. North Chicago has a few vacant lots in the area. We own a real estate developer company, and we build new homes. So we're going to be taking some of the lots that's in the city of North Chicago, and we're going to be building new homes on those lots, and we're going to be taking the people that are coming to our class and putting them into one of these homes. So if you know anyone that's interested, he did speak of some of the banks that we're currently partnered with. They're coming out, they're explaining to everyone in the audience what it takes for this particular bank. Actually, we got 4 different banks that we're dealing with. And they just explained to them all the steps that they look for, all the things that they are looking for to get approved with that particular bank. So if you know anyone, classes are on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. down at the Falls Park Golf Course.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's in the 4th Ward, too. I forgot to mention that.
I just want evidence. So if there are no other business, I'd like to join the city council.
So move.
Moved by Alderman Reynolds, second by Alderman Evans. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, we can go right into,
Committee meeting.
committee meeting.
Come in.